That's right. In order. Members, please take your conversations away from the floor. The House will be in order. Rise.
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend the rules and pass Senate Bill S. 2607.
Clerk will report the title of the bill.
Senate 2607, an act to make a technical correction to Section 3009 of the Deficit Reduction Act of 2005.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent that all members may have 5 legislative days to revise and extend their remarks and include extraneous material on the bill under consideration.
Without objection.
Mr. Speaker, I yield myself such time as I may consume.
The gentleman will suspend. The House will be in order. Pursuant to the rule, the gentleman from Indiana, Mr. Hill, and the gentleman from Florida, Mr. Stearns, each will control 20 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Indiana.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today in support of S. 2607.
The gentleman reserves the balance of his time. The gentleman from Indiana is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I'm pleased to yield
the balance of my time.
The gentleman from Indiana is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, first of all, let me apologize to my good friend from Virginia, Mr. Bouchers, who is from Virginia, for misidentifying his state. Mr. Speaker, I'm pleased to yield 1 minute to the gentleman from New York, Mr. Engel.
The gentleman from New York is recognized.
I thank the gentleman, and I rise in support of S2.
The gentleman from Florida is recognized.
Speaker, I have no additional speakers, but I'll reserve my balance of my time just until I understand whether my colleague has additional speakers.
We do have additional speakers. We have 3 more speakers. And Mr. Speaker, I'm pleased to yield 2 minutes to the gentlewoman from California, Ms. Solis.
Thank you.
The gentlewoman from California is recognized.
I'd like to thank the gentleman from Indiana for recognizing back the balance of my time.
Thank you, madam. The gentleman from Indiana is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I'm pleased to yield 3 minutes to the gentlelady from Illinois, if she is here, Ms. Szyszkowski. Let's see her here. She's not here. Okay. The remainder 2 of our speakers, Mr. Speaker, and 1 has just shown up. So I yield 3 minutes to the gentlelady from Illinois, Ms. Szyszkowski.
The gentlelady from Illinois is recognized.
I thank the gentleman so much for giving me the time to speak on this important bill. The digital television...
Thank you, Madam. The gentleman from Indiana is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, we have no further speakers. If the gentleman from Florida, my good friend, would like to...
Mr. Speaker, I yield back the balance of our time. We support the bill, and we urge its passage.
The gentleman yields back his time.
Back this time.
The gentleman from Indiana is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, in closing, I'd like to reiterate that this bill fixed 2 technical errors in order to bring great benefits to our balance of my time.
The question is, will the House suspend the rules and pass Senate Proposal 2607? Those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. In the opinion of the chair, 2/3 being the affirmative, the rules are suspended. The bill is, and without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table. For what purpose does the gentleman from Indiana rise?
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend the rules and agree to the resolution, House Resolution 1260.
The clerk will report the title of the resolution.
House Resolution 1260, resolution supporting the goals and ideals of National Internet Safety Month.
Pursuant to the rule, the gentleman from Indiana, Mr. Hill, and the gentleman from Florida, Mr. Stearns, each will control 20 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Indiana.
Mr. Speaker, I rise in support of House Resolution of my time.
The gentleman has reserved his time. The gentleman from Florida is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise also in strong support of the balance of my time.
The gentleman reserves his time. The gentleman from Indiana is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent that all members may have 5 legislative days to read Ms. Bean.
The gentlelady from Illinois is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I thank the gentleman from Indiana for yielding and for